All right, so we're going to continue where we started from. I'm just going to clear this up. So MV is move. Uh, Again, kind of weird, right? So you got your print working directory, change directory, list directories, CP is copy, MV is move. Used for moving files and also renaming them, quite similar to the CP commands in terms of flags and functionality. All right, that's good to know because I think I had the CP.I in there, right, to not overwrite it. So I wonder how that works with move, but let's see what's in here. So if I wanted to, actually let's do, let's follow it around, right? So if we wanted to change the name of that file from testy to testy2, that's not going to work because it's not a directory. I think I have to do this. So, okay, that's interesting. Oh, it's because we got to move it. So, right. Move testy to, let's say, yeah, that's actually kind of weird. You can actually move a file to a different directory. Right, but trying to move it into here, first I want to test renaming it. So I'm wondering why. Okay, so what did I do wrong last time? Oh, I added this. All right, yeah, that's ridiculous. Okay, so if I check my files here, it renamed it. Now, if I wanted to, let me test out. I'm seeing here the I flag, so I'm kind of curious what that does here. I would assume that it's going to ask us if we want to move it, but let's see. Testy to, let's actually testy2 to testy3. Okay, so maybe it's going to ask us if there's something else. Like, I'm wondering if I actually create another one, right? So let's do touch me two, right? So now I have these two. Now if I try to rename testy3 to testy me two, I wonder what's going to happen. So move testy3 to touch me two. All right, so it actually deleted it. It looks like. Um, Actually, we should probably test which one it deleted, right? So we'll put something in there. So let me actually just touch me two. Let me get rid of those. Let's do echo test1 to test1, echo test2 to test2, and echo test3 to test3. So now we got those. So if I wanted to do cat test1, test2, test3, we should get all those, right? So now if I want to if I want to rename test1 to test3, let's see what that does. And actually, let's make another one. We'll call it test4 for after, right? So if I wanted to rename test1 to test3, that actually gets rid of test1. But it might actually get rid of test3. So let's see what we got here. So we got cat test3. Okay, so what it did was it deleted test3. It basically overwrote it, right? So it renamed test1 to test3, it deleted test3. Now if we do MVI, I wonder what I stands for. Let's see this. Help I. I shouldn't have done that. Interactive prompt before overwrite. Okay, so that doesn't really do anything. So let's do this again. So MV I test2 to test4. So now I'm pretty sure it's going to ask me, hey, do you want to overwrite? Right, okay, cool. So that's what that does. That's pretty good. That's good to know. Let's do used for MV also. That's a good one to have. Alright. Or you can actually move a file to a different directory, right? So we just tested out renaming stuff, so let's move stuff. Let's see what's in pictures, and then we can move test2 to pictures, and then we could do ls. Well, let's do control P again, control P, and it's in there. So that's pretty cool. And move more than one file, right? We can do that too. We can move test3 and test4 into pictures. Now we got, let's see what's in pictures. They're all in there. All right, cool. I should probably come up with better names, but that was a good test. All right, you can rename directories as well, right? We can do pictures to pictures1, let's say, and then we have that. So I like how you can basically use the renaming functionality as well as the moving. Like CP, if you move a file or directory, it will overwrite anything in the same directory. So you can use the I flag to prompt you before overwriting anything. Let's say you did want to move a file to overwrite the previous one. You can also have a backup of that file, and it will just rename the old version with a tilde. Wow, okay, did not know that. So let's see what we got here. So let's CD into pictures, and let's move test2. Let's do, so it's going to back it up. B is for backup. Test2 to test3. So what it should do is rename test2 as test3, right? And then back up. Let's actually first, let's do this. Cat test2 test3. What have we got? So test3 is actually test1, right? So we can rename that. Let's rename it test1. Okay, and let's try this out. Backing up. So ideally, we would rename test1 to test2, and we would back up test2. So let's see how this works. MVB test1 test2. But this is directory. That's what's kind of weird about it. So I'm not sure if it's going to do the file, but let's see. Okay, that's pretty cool. Test2 is test1, and cat test2. Right. All right, that's very cool. I'm going to add that one because I did not know about it. Very cool. Use B flag to back things up when using MV. This is I think this is actually a super important one, so I'm going to put this in there because it kind of saves you the move of having to copy stuff. All right, that's awesome. How do we rename a file called cat to dog? So mv cat dog. All right. Next, and I've used this already, but just finishing this up here. Make dir, make directory. We're going to need some directories to store all these files. We've been working on the make dir command. Make directory is useful for that. It will create a directory if it doesn't already exist. You can even make multiple directories at the same time. So let's get out of here. Let's make a couple new ones. So pictures 5 and pictures 6. So now we got a bunch here. Now what I like is, so if we go into pictures 5, right, there's nothing in there. We actually don't need to do anything there. So we can make let's say, so there's nothing in pictures 5, right? Let's say I want to make 2 directories, kind of like this, right? You can also create subdirectories at the same time. So let's say I want to add a folder called folder 1, or folder, let's call it outer, and then inside of that I want to have one called inner. So I could actually do make dir parent, right? 5. And actually, let's test this out, because without the p flag, which I was missing, it'll give me an error, right? Cannot create directories, no such file or directory. So it's basically saying, hey, there's no such file as this, right? But if I add the p flag, the parent flag, it will actually do that. So if I do, let's do tree pictures 5. So it actually creates the outer and the inner directories, which is pretty cool. And let's actually use lsr pictures 5. So you got pictures 5 contains outer, outer contains inner. And I think also we could use the small one. Nope, I guess not. Okay. I wonder if that's in there. Modification reverse. I don't think I put that in there. But anyway, I like the way that this one comes out. And I wonder actually if there's other, let's see, tree help. Let's see how we can make it look nicer. So we know about the level, list directories only, that's cool. Okay, all files are listed, file symbolic length, print the full path prefix. Let's try that out. Let's try this out. F pictures 5. So yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, let's move on. Make a couple of directories and move some files into that directory. What command is used to make a directory? Well, it's going to be make dir, make directory. All right, I feel like this is going pretty quickly actually. rm for remove. Now I think we have too many files. Let's remove some files. To remove files, you can use the rm command. The rm remove command is used to delete files and directories. So I didn't know it was used to delete directories, because I think, like, if you try that, it will actually give you an error. Let's see, picture 1. Yeah, it's a directory. So okay, so let's first delete a file like it says. Right. We actually don't have a file. ls pictures 1. Let's see what's in there. Okay, so if we remove pictures 1, let's remove the backup. Test 2. And then check we deleted it. But again, if we try to delete rm pictures 1 temp, which is a directory, it won't let us do that. So fortunately, there are some safeties. So once they are gone, they are gone for good. So be careful. Wait a minute. Take caution when using RM. There's no magical trash can that you can fish out removed files. Once they are gone, they're gone for good. That's true. And actually, I've done something stupid like RMRF. So definitely don't do that in the root directory. I mean, it's a good test to just see what happens, but like have a backup. Fortunately, there are some safety measures put into place, so the average Joe can't just remove a bunch of important files. Write protected files will prompt you for confirmation before deleting them. I wonder if that's okay. That actually makes sense. Like you need to do a sudo to delete them. If a directory is write protected, it will also not be easily removed. How do you check if it's write protected though? That's the question I have. Linux check to see if a file is write protected. I feel like it's going to be, you know, like it's going to have it here where it's like there's no W, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like I think, okay, because this is the owner. So if I actually change that, yeah, that's what it looks like. Okay, so if it's write protected, let's actually change this. CD into pictures 1. Let's change this file to a sudo one. So what I'm gonna do is sudo, and I'm just moving it for a second. So let's do I guess 4. Let's try that one. Test 2. L. Okay, so this is write protected, I feel like. So let's try deleting this. rm temp. Oh, it's a directory. Okay. Wait. Now, if you don't care about any of that, you can absolutely remove a bunch of files. Let's skip ahead and let's try to just remove the directory for a second, because I just want to see how this. You know what I'm going to do? Actually, I'm going to do that for a file instead, since that was a directory. Wait, did I already do that? Oh, so actually this is, okay, I'm done. rm test 2. Okay, so that's perfect. So because I removed that write privilege, it's asking me to remove write protected regular file. All right, that's very cool. I did not know that. Okay. Take caution. So fortunately, there are some safety measures. Write protected files will prompt you for confirmation before deleting them. If a directory is write protected, it will not be easily removed. Now, if you don't care about any of that, you can absolutely remove. So let's try this. I'm going to do that. ls. I still have that. So I still have that file here, right? So now, if I want to rmf test 2, that's going to force it, right? So let's see if that's what the word is. Yeah, force. Ignore non-existent files, arguments, never prompt. Okay, cool. Wait, so if I do I, that prompts before every removal. That's actually a good test. So lsl rm I test 4 asking me. Okay, cool. And then it keeps it in there. That's cool. F or force option tells RM to remove all files, whether they are protected or not, without prompting the user, as long as you have the appropriate permissions. Right. How did I have the appropriate permissions actually for that one? Let me see here for a second. Let's do sudo chmod for test 4. So I removed the write permissions for this. Now, if I try to remove that with force, oh, maybe it's because I own it. That's probably why. All right, we'll get into that later, I guess. Adding the I flag, like many of the other commands, will give you a prompt on whether you want to actually remove the files or directories. You can just RM a directory by default. You can't just RM a directory by default. You'll need to add the R flag to remove all the files. Right, so this file, this directory, pictures1, has testing and my super duper file in it, right? So if I try to remove, wait, let me see here for a second. Let's do tree. So what do we got? Do we have anything that's empty? We got pictures4, right? So if I try to, that's kind of weird. You can't just remove a directory by default. You'll need to add the R flag to remove all the files and any subdirectories it might have. Right. Okay. So let me try this. If I try to delete pictures3, right, with rmdir pictures3, it tells me it's not empty. This is kind of weird that they have it backwards like this. But if I try to remove the directory pictures4, which is right here, it'll do that, right? It got rid of pictures4. So now I got pictures 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Now, if I want to delete everything in this one right here, I have to use the recursive, which is weird because it doesn't have the art, like the capital letter. So let's try that. Or maybe it does. Okay, cool. So let's do this again. RM, R, I like that. Pictures 3. Do this. Pictures 3. And now we see that it actually deleted everything. It deleted the directory as well. So if you want to delete a directory with something inside of it, you have to use the RM. Because I don't think rmdir has the recursive. Yeah, so let's try this. So if I tried to do rmdir r, let's say, it's not, it doesn't have that. So you still, like, it doesn't have that flag. You have to use rm. Alright, so that makes sense. Alright, cool. Create a file called file. Don't forget the dash. Alright, let's make a file. Touch file. Remove that file. So how do we create a file? Wait. Don't forget the dash. Do I like use this? That's weird. Create a file called file. How do you do that? I'm not actually sure. Learn about touch. Let's go back a bit. This tells us what kind of file it is. Touch. So how do you make a file with a dash inside of it? Linux, how to make a file with dash. Let's see what we got here. Specify is a flag that is interpreted as nothing after this should be taken as a flag. Oh, that's cool. Okay. So we got a couple of ways to do this, right? So we got touch file, and then we got touch file 1. Oh, that's cool. All right, I'm gonna add this actually to the notes. Okay. For touch, you can create a file that has a dash in front of the name, like file by using touch. Let's do the $sign. Touch file, right? Because touch file won't work. Or touch dash dash file. Dash dash tells bash, tells the shell, tells bash to not take anything as a flag after. Very cool. All right, I did not know this. That's a nice little little trick there. So we can move on. And then remove the file. All right, so now I wonder, like, if we have to do the same thing when we remove it. So rm file. Okay, so it kind of does the same thing, right? So let's do this. File and rm file. That doesn't do that. That's interesting. Okay. No such file or direct. Oh, sorry. File 1. Okay. So those are gone. That's cool. How do you remove a file called myfile, rm myfile? All right. We're almost done here. I mean, we got a couple more, but so far what I liked is file less, the ability to kind of like find stuff. History is pretty good. I like that you could do like history 10 and get the last ones. I'll get into deleting stuff later, but for now it's just cool. And I like the R reverse, so I could do like touch and keep going, boom, 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 touch, 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 and then I could do Control S, and that'll go forward. So pretty cool. Let's try the next one. With all these files we have on the system, it can get a little hectic trying to find a specific one. Well, there's a command we can use for that, find. Right, there are a lot of files over here. I mean, if we just do this. Okay, find home name puppies.jpg. Okay, I see what you're saying. So like right now, if let's say we don't know anything, let's say we don't have tree and we don't do recursive, right? Because recursive is kind of actually, let's do this lsrl. So recursive tells us what's in the current directory, what's in pictures 1, what's in pictures 1 temp, pictures 2 temp here, pictures 5 outer, right? So if I wanted to search something, find it, I could do like name, let's actually just do my and see if it finds it. That's pretty cool. Okay. My super duper. That's cool. Let's do another one where we find name and it will include let's do copy. I wonder how that works. Okay. Like how can I include something that has the underscore in it? Find name. We want everything in there. I think it would be something like this. Yep. Okay, cool. So in this sense, in this way, it actually finds everything, including the hidden ones. That's what's weird about that. So what I did was I just basically said, okay, it's going to have at least an underscore, and then after that, whatever. How do you find stuff without including the hidden ones? I wonder how you can do that. Well, I guess you would just not include the dot in front of it, right? Because it's just a name. Okay, let's see how we can do that. So I had this gave me that. So what if I didn't want to include the dot? Like how do you do that? Okay, Linux exclude, let's say, hidden files from find. Let's see what's in there. Not path. This prints all files that are descendants of your directory skipping. No, that's not what we want exactly. Prune. Looking for exclude hidden files when searching. Okay. And this looks like it's about right. I feel like it's too much right now, so why not just name? Seems negation glob pattern is not well known, so you can use. Alright, that looks pretty cool. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this. So we got dot. Yes. Okay, that's awesome. That is actually awesome. Alright, I'm gonna log into this right now, but this guy deserves whatever many points. I'm gonna actually save that because I think it's super useful. So 12. When using what was the I think they used it here, right? Brackets, wildcards. When using wildcards to search stuff, like with find, you can negate with. Okay, that looks pretty cool. For example, find. It will find you. Excludes hidden files. Very cool. I like that. I think that's a really useful thing to have. The name, it's actually a name flag. Is that what that is? So we used name here because we're searching for name. With find, you'll have to specify the directory you'll be searching it. What you're searching for, in this case, we are trying to find a file by the name of Puppies JPEG. Right. You can specify what type of file you are trying to find. Type directory. Oh, cool. Let's see. Let's see what we're trying to find. We're trying to find the inner, let's say. Right? So find type D name in, and it found it. Very cool. All right. You can see that I set the type of file I'm trying to find as D for directory, and I'm still searching by that name. Yeah, so I'm going to save this. So use find with name or type flag. Super important, I think. All right. One cool thing to note is that find doesn't stop at the directory you're searching. It will look inside any subdirectories that directory. Yeah, so it's recursive. That's pretty cool. Find a file from the root directory that has the word net in it. So let's try that out. Find the root directory, name, net. Whoa. Yeah, that's cool. All right. It's still working. I had to like stop it. All right. Root directory. What options should I specify or for find if I want to search by name? I think you're gonna have to use that flag. All right. A couple more and we're almost done here. It's pretty good. All right, so Linux has some great built-in tools to help you how to use a command or check what flags are available for a command. One tool, help, is a built-in bash command that provides help for other bash commands. Yeah, and I've used that a couple of times in this way. So I actually always forget to do this way. This will give you a description of the options you can use when you want to run echo. For other executable programs, it's convention to have an option called help or something similar. Not all developers who ship out executables will conform to this standard, but it's probably your best shot. Yeah, I mean, I generally just use that, so like I'll do help and then it'll well, actually that's weird because I feel like, oh, that's interesting. Okay. So I guess for some things, it's not going to let you do that. But if I do it like that, cat, help topics match cat, try help, or... Yeah, so I guess this is the only one, right? One tool, help, is a built-in bash command that provides help for the bash. So that's weird. I'm a little confused here why this one works here, but this doesn't. Kind of weird, not gonna lie. Probably because this one repeats, so it's trying not to repeat whatever. That's so weird. Let's see. What can echo do? Echo, do not append a new line, enable interpretation. Yeah, all right. I think that's good for now. How do you get quick help line help for built-in bash commands? I guess you just use this, but I mean, if I wanted to do that, it would give me that help ls. Wow, that's so weird. Okay. Keep it moving, I guess. So echo is like the only one. Logout command. Logout help. Help logout. Let's try pwd. Pwd help. Help pwd. Yeah, so I think echo is the only one pretty much that's kind of weird. All right, that was an easy one. Manual, man. Gee, I wish some of these programs had a manual so we could see some more information about them. Well, luckily they do. Aptly named man pages, you can see the manuals for a command with the man command. So actually, let's see what we got here. ls help, okay, versus man ls. All right, that didn't really do anything. Oh, I think it's because I'm on WSL. Man pages are manuals that are by default built into most Linux operating systems. They provide documentation about commands and other. So I think we have to actually install that sudo apt get install man. Yeah, I think it's downloading the manual pages. So let's wait on that for a little bit, and then we'll try it out again. Probably got a lot of pages. So I'll just pause this for now. Alright, as soon as I paused it, it was pretty much done. So let's try this again now. Man ls. Oh man, it still didn't do that. Man. Not sure. Really not sure what's going on. Man ls. Okay. Linux man not working. Let's just do that. Manual pages. Debian. Apt isn't installing man pages by default. And command not found means that you need to install the mandb package. Okay. Sudo apt-get install mandb y. mandb. Not doing it. Package which contains apt-get also contains the man page for apt-get. It even contains it in 7 languages. If you have apt-get installed, you really should have the man page. If you don't, you've messed up your system in a way beyond. Yeah. Install builder. Let's see if maybe it's a WSL thing. WSL2 man not working. How do I get the man command? Yep. Apt update. Sudo apt update. Maybe that's why. Update your local packages list. Man. Nope. Apt install mandb to install the actual package. Sudo apt install mandb. Man, nope. Thanks. How does it update? Yeah, that's weird. I want to add to Elkins. Apparently, the mandb doesn't cover all the man pages. For example, I am so confused right now. Man help. That is so weird. It's just not working. So let me take a little bit of time. Well, you know what? I'll keep this on as like a research thing. No manual found. You know what? Sudo mandb. Maybe that's why. Sudo mandb processing. Sudo man ls. Oh, wow, that's weird. Okay, so I don't know why you need sudo for this. Like when I run sudo mandb, I get it. And Reddit to the rescue. All right. Sounds like a path variable issue. Check if your bin folder or wherever you installed man2 is referenced in your path. It's probably not. It's probably not. So Q to quit. Let's do echo path. You know what? I'm not gonna try to figure this out now, but at least we know, right? So like, let's make this larger for a second. Sudo, like this doesn't work, but sudo man ls works. So kind of the same deal where you can do up and down and read the entire manual. But this looks like it's exactly like what help has, so I'm not sure what the difference is. ls, description, author, reporting bugs. Let's see what ls help has. ls help looks nicer, so I don't know. I guess it's like a preference thing, right? Like personal preference. Let's do this. Okay, very weird situation, but hopefully you guys, got that sorted. Run the man command. How do you see the manuals for command man? It's actually sudo man apparently, but all right. What is? We've learned quite a bit of commands so far. If you ever feeling doubtful about what a command does, you can use the what is command. The what is command provides a brief description of the command line. Okay, what is ls? I like that. What is cat? Oh yeah, all right, this is a cool one. I've never used that. I don't know. 14, use what is for a brief description of a command. Very useful. Let's see. Let's do ls bin, and let's do what is r. I'm looking at this one. I just looked at the first one. R grep. Print line that matches patterns. What is grep? Looking at this one over here. Print line that matches pattern. Okay, so it didn't really do much here, but still, like, let's see. What is xxd? What is xxd? Yeah, this is a useful one. I think this is actually really useful, so I'm going to put that on there. But it's also not frequently used. Whatever, still good to know. What is cat? Description gets sourced from the manual page of each command. If you run what is cat, you see there is a small blurb with a short description, right? What is command on less? What is less? Opposite of more. All right, that's funny. What is find? Search for files. What command can you use to see a small description of a command? What is? Perfect. All right, guys, we're almost done here. I mean, this is pretty good. Alias. Sometimes typing commands can get really repetitive. If you need to type a long command many times, it's best to have an alias you can use for that. To create an alias for a command, you simply specify an alias name and set it to that command. Yeah, this is pretty true. Let's use this one actually. Okay, so lsla. Let's do actually, yeah, lsla is good. So alias show. Can we actually do show? Is there a command? No. Okay. Ls. Let's do alias show equals lsla. So now if I just type show, it saves that. The thing is, now instead of typing lsla, you can type foobar and it will execute that command. Pretty neat stuff. Keep in mind that this command won't save your alias after reboot, so you'll need to add the parameter. Right, and I think you gotta source it too, actually. So let's do similar files if you want to. You can remove alias with the unalias. Yeah, so I don't want to get into this because like you have to use a text editor, and I don't think we're at that stage right now. But normally you would do something like this, right? Alias, let's say, show me equals lsla, save that, then you would have to source it, because if I did show me, right, but if I do C and I do show me, then it will do that. So we'll get into that later, I guess. But it's super important. Alias is super important. Let's do 15, because I use it a lot actually. Use alias and unalias to make shortcuts. This is actually super useful when you're like editing files and it's like a long path to that file every time. So super useful. Let's see, create a couple of aliases, then remove them. Right, so let's do this. How can we show the aliases actually? Let's do this. Alias help. Define or display aliases. Wait. Oh, that's cool. So if you just type alias, it'll show you stuff. Show me. So we can do unalias show, unalias show me, and then we can type alias and it's gone. But it's still in the bash rc file. So the next time it, so let's just delete that. Oh. Okay. And then we'll do source bash rc. All right. We're almost done here, so let's see. What command is used to make an alias? That would be alias. And actually, let's do this. New command equals command. Also use alias to list aliases. Super important. Okay. I think it's super useful. Alright, we're on the last one. Well, you sure did a good job getting through the basics. We've only scratched the surface. Now that you've learned to crawl, in the next set of courses, I'm going to teach you how to walk. For now, you can pat yourself on the back, alright, and take a break. To exit from the shell, you can exit or log out. Or if you are working on out of the terminal GUI, you can just close. So yeah, I usually just use exit, and then it opens that. All right, see you guys on the next one.